Ooh, fancy graphics. This must mean it's a JD iRacing video. And it is. And it's a full-on production because we got music with it. Now we are here at Dover in Delaware at the Monster Mile. There's the monster. And this track is a very interesting one. It is a mile-long speedway with fairly high banking on a concrete surface with basically an unforgiving wall all the way around. It is slick, it is hard to drive, and it is high speed. You're going to be doing about 160 miles an hour. And that's pretty high for a mile speedway. Now we are in the Camping World Truck Series, sorry. It's soon to be the Craftsman Truck Series, but was formerly the Craftsman Truck Series. I know, I've done this before. Now I am racing in my Puget Systems Intel truck, and we're going to be doing a little bit of qualifying here. Now this lobby is reasonably strong. I am number 18 here, and I was doing pretty good times. A really good time will be in the low 23s. And these trucks are a little bit loose on new tires. It's really hard to push, but if you really do things right, you can get down there. My best was, I think, a 23.3, maybe a 23.2 in practice. And you see I'm cutting the last part of the corner into turn 4, and that started to square me up to avoid hitting the wall. It's a good way to avoid it, good way to carry speed through the straightaway here. Oh no, I get a little bit loose there, lock it down. Fortunately, I don't hit the walls, which means I wouldn't have to, get a truck out of the hauler or anything like that. I can fortunately still use this one. We'll just get rid of these scuffed tires here. But that was unfortunate. I was actually on par for a pretty good lap there. And for this, if I'm trying to qualify, I'm usually trying to shoot towards, at least top 10. I'm going to end up in 17th. That's not good. Basically, I should have just stayed in anyways, and I would have been fine. Now, what's cool in this race is I have my buddy Boomer spotting me. He's been spotting me this week at Dover because he hates Dover. I really enjoyed it, but I want to take a look at some of the things that happen in practice. You see this 13 car, he gets loose, gets into the wall, I send him to the moon. So yeah, Dover could be a little bit crazy. And here's one of me where guy gets loose again, and I just center punch him and roll my truck. That was probably a fatality to the 10. I apologize. But like I said, we start in 17th, basically mid to back of the pack here. There are a total of 23 drivers. And on this track, there is not much room. Now they start to peel off, and we only got one lap to really kind of scrunch up and get ready for this race. But I'm feeling pretty good. I've had a couple of decent runs here. Had one just atrocious one, destroyed my safety rating. And then I had a decent one that got me 4th, but I had a 4X because basically there was nowhere to go. Ended up taking out any gains that I could have gotten from that race. So here's hoping to having a decent and clean race. Now, Boomer, who is spotting me here, he's basically watching either in blimp cam or in the chase cam. He's giving me, intel on the people in front of me, people behind me. He's looking out for wrecks. He's telling me that there's a car up high, a car down low. Now, the cars get the green flag here, and he actually jumps the start. Doesn't really matter to me too much. Camera's just really waiting a while to change there. see everyone's so tight back there. It's really not much room here. I'm going to take the low side here, get underneath the 3. Now things are starting to spread out. People are starting to get more into single file. This track is really a one-groove track. It's really hard to pass on the outside, but you can do it, especially later in the runs if you have better tires. Tires are the name of the game in this race. Ooh, and we've got a caution already. It's only lap 3. Cars are ricocheting off each other. Ah, geez. Fortunately, I avoided everything there, but that was really, really dicey. Now, the good thing is I also didn't lock up my tires, which means they're still relatively clean, so I'm not going to go into the pits for this caution. Now, even though tires are a big part of this, I mean, the tire wear is nuts. You end up losing about 2 or 3 seconds by the end of your run, and you can make it the whole way on tires, but if there's a caution later on in the race, after about 10 laps or so, yeah, you should dive in. Let's take a look and see what happened to bring out this caution. So you see the 21 where he's getting loose, he's bouncing up off guys, he ends up ricocheting into him, 22 gets into him, and just it's just nowhere to go. Ended up getting 4 and 5 wide there, and they just sort of pile up into each other. And the 7 spun, what? Okay, let's see what happened there. Now you see they're checking up here, and he's just gonna, okay, he just sort of flicks. I guess he got a little loose there checking up, but nowhere to go. Unfortunate. Now I think we should take a word from our sponsors. We will be right back.
Do you suck at racing? Are you down by 5 laps in a 4-lap race? Want to get good? Come to Cassian Racers School for Kids Who Can't Drive Good and want to do other stuff good too. Get good, son. Official racing school of GLR Esports.
Over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
Welcome back. Yes, that is the Mano a Mano brought to you by Marm's Chicken Farm and JD's Chicken Feed Tech. Yes, I snuck a chicken into the Bach Mano. They're not just in space anymore. So that is going to be a league that GLR is going to host in GT7. I'm still working out the schedule, but details will be in our Discord, so please join if you are interested. I look forward to doing that. It's going to be fun. So the pace car lights are off, and we are about to go green. Now, after all those cautions and everything like that, I have moved up into 8th or 7th. It'll shake itself out soon. I get a pretty decent start, but I end up getting a little bit loose and on the outside here. If not really full run to see if I can try and get up into 6th. But here's hoping for a long run. I'm trying to save my tires as best I can. These tracks are actually hard to save tires for. And if you're wondering how you save tires in these races, again, I don't know quite how well it translates in the real world, but you basically drag your brake through the corner and it helps the truck turn without really clicking the right front. It's the right front that you're really dependent on, especially at this track. Now I'm stuck here behind this Penske truck, and really I'm not trying to push to get ahead. I'm just watching, trying to make sure, they don't do anything dumb. And I'm just trying to run my race. See, everyone's starting to get back into single file. Again, like I said, this track is just a single groove track for the most part. But because of the challenge of these corners, how really quickly that wall had turn 2 and after turn 4 come up, really does make this a fun track to race. I actually really do enjoy Dover, much to what Boomer would say to the contrary. Now you see in the callouts there, next to the standings, everything in yellow there, every car that's there has pitted, everyone above that does not. Now you can see the gaps between them. The gaps on the left side are the gaps between the individual cars, so for me, I'm 0.2, 0.3 behind the Penske truck, but I'm 3.2 seconds behind the leaders. And you see I've got a pretty good lead over the trucks behind me. They're starting to battle, which is allowing me to gain some time. And I'm just trying to ease this truck around. I'm not really trying to manhandle it too much. I'm so glad I'm not in that backpack there. Someone with a Harley Davidson driving by. Ooh, almost getting into the wall there, that Korean blue truck. But you see, I'm still cutting that corner, basically going high and coming down low. Now it's really good for times and for consistency. It's probably not helping my tires too much because I am turning more than I really need to. But it is giving me a decent pace, and it's also keeping me out of the wall, which is what I want to do. You can see that Penske truck kind of going way up high there. That wall is quick going on his lines. It's a little bit more manageable on my line. And that's partly the reason why I think it's more beneficial. I'm not quite consistent enough. Oh, you see some of the leaders getting up into the wall there. Now we're coming up to a back marker here. Now this back marker, he will be the ire. As you see, he really compromised my exit out of that corner. Now he was involved in the wreck in lap 3. His engine is pretty damaged, so he doesn't quite have the pace. He is just a rolling roadblock. Now in NASCAR, there are no blue flags. He can block, although fortunately he's staying up high, which is optimally where he should be. It's just when you're coming out of the corner, having something up high, it compromises your exit speed some because you have to kind of check up, because I was not planning on the truck going 30 miles an hour slower being there. I don't want to lose this Penske truck ahead of me, but the gap has sort of increased to a degree. We're now at about a half second. And it also let the trucks behind me kind of reel me in just a little bit. Now we take a look on board here, and you see Pesky Truck is starting to pass the number 4 here. And you see they're side by side as they go into 1. And like I said, here's that compromised line. They get really close, kind of have to check up a little bit. I am praying that they don't crash in front of me. Do not want to chew on the back end of that Chattanooga chew. Penske gets ahead, but that allowed me to get a decent run. Now, I was not really intending to pass, it's just I was keeping my pace. Penske's going to answer back. He's going to do the old switcheroo here. I'm just going to let him... Oh my god, the tan truck there just slapped the wall. So I'm going to let him by and just kind of come back behind him and just settle right back in. Now, I didn't want to pass him initially. I was just happy to take it if he was going to give it. But I'm perfectly fine if he wants to fight back for it. I will just slot back in and maintain my race and try to maintain my tires. Now, the 7 truck was able to get past the 4 as well. And the 7 is a fast truck. He was keeping an incredible pace. And I was keeping an eye on the delta between me and him. He was a reasonable amount quicker than I was, maybe about a tenth or so. He'd just have to kind of check up a little bit, as I think he was pushing his truck a little bit too hard. I know that he did get a little bit of damage, I want to think, in the... yeah, because he was the one that spun off. Because of the Best Buy truck getting in the back of him. So he does have a little bit of damage. His truck is a little bit compromised, but he is still keeping an almighty pace. There's a truck that hits there. I think he might have gotten damage coming out of the wall. So there's the good old Goodyear iRacing, whatever blimp. I can't read what's actually on it. Probably iRacing, because I don't know if they quite got Goodyear to keep blimp stuff, but real life would have been Goodyear blimp. Now you see the 7 is getting closer, and that Penske truck is getting further away. That's unfortunate for me, as he's got now about a half second ahead, and I've got this 7 truck only 0.2 seconds behind me. And here's our lovely back marker again. I basically just check up and go really low. 7 has to check up as well, but he had a better run out of that corner. He was going to ride my bumper just a little bit. Fortunately, he doesn't make contact. Trucks behind me that I do not want to get caught by. It's all about just being consistent around here, maintaining your lines, maintaining your tires. You know, 50 laps is a long time on these tires. You do not want to get caught flat-footed, or I guess flat-spotted in terms of tires. Now, iRacing does not actually model flat spots, only ACC is able to do that, but still. Worn tires are worn tires. Now you see, after getting caught behind the back marker of 17, see how much further ahead the Penske truck has gotten. He's over a second now, while the 7 truck is just right up in the rear, and he's brought friends. We've got the purple number 10, and we've got the Hardee's number 9. Or number 19. Oh no, it was number 9. Yeah, that was right before me. And I'm just gonna kind of let him by. I know they're quicker. They're racing hard. I was watching them all in my mirror. I don't want to get caught up in an incident. Might as well just let them by, and I descend back into ninth. Now it's unfortunate. I was having a very good race there, but it's better to keep the truck intact than it is to try and battle a losing battle. So they all move up a place. I fall back 3 places now. But again, we're playing the long game. Really, I just want to have a clean race. It's lap 32. There are 20 laps to go as we come to the line. There is still a lot of racing left to do. Now, if you're wondering what Hardee's is, if you're on the West Coast like I am, you'd be like, Hardee's? What the heck is Hardee's? Well, you know it as Carl's Jr. Good food, at least as far as the big 3 fast food companies mean. But, oh, there's also a McDonald's one on here, so all we need is Burger King and we got the big 3. And you throw in a Wendy's, a Chick-fil-A, and got a whole food court. You see Hardee's there is getting kind of antsy, ducks to the inside of the 10 there. Is gonna get into him, really makes him check up. Basically, damn near spins him. That was kind of a dirty move. Now, I don't know if it was because his truck got tight, or if it was actually kind of intentional. Either way, I was unable to capitalize because I stayed behind 10. Now, he has fire in his eyes. Now, what's interesting also, you notice all 3 of those trucks did change tires at the first caution. I did not. You see how quickly they were able to gain on me. I actually didn't really notice that until now. Now, the truck behind me also has slightly newer tires. But the thing is, he catches right up to him. He is now within... Looking at the deltas, he is getting closer to him. Now gaining 0.7 seconds, so he's actually slowly gaining. I'm coming up to this back marker here. He fortunately stays high. I get around him entering into the corner, which is optimal. Number 11 follows me through, and you see, I think that back marker kind of slowed him up because now the 10 is getting even closer to the Hardee's. I've now got a little bit of breathing room as it seems the number 11 got kind of caught up there with another truck just battling a little bit. Now I am also losing quite a bit of time to the trucks ahead of me as well, 1.4 seconds behind. And that number 10 car has really reeled in the Hardee's. He's now within 0.3 seconds. That is within striking distance. And the Hardee's has really fallen off to the number 7, who's about a second ahead of him. About a similar deficit to what I'm dealing with, not a little bit less. Basically, it's looking to me that if this keeps going green all the way through to the end, then I'll get maybe a top 10 finish. But I've got a healthy gap with the trucks behind me, even with their fresher tires. It's only slightly, I think it's maybe about 5 or 6 laps newer. They're basically, riding on almost just as warm tires as I am. You look in the front, and you look back to the rear. I'm pretty much in a little bit of an oasis here. Which is kind of a good thing. Now, with the trucks being fairly far ahead of me and far behind, I've got time to react if something happens. I know the 10 and the Hardee's are really battling hard. We're also dealing with the back marker there. I think that's the number 22. Or no, actually, it's the what number is that? Number 3, number 2? I can't tell. Maybe you can, but I'm looking at a smaller screen. They're actually battling for position now, gaining another spot as that truck starts falling behind, a victim of his worn right front tire. They make it past him, and now he is going to fall under the clutches and past this back mark here in the McDonald's truck. I've gained about 0.3 seconds on the truck ahead of me, basically. Oh, but there is calamity happening ahead of me, and the caution is out. Whew. You know, with the amount of carnage there and all of what happened with it, only 46 laps in trying to go 50, we are going to be going for a green-white checker. Now, if you don't know what a green-white checker is, in NASCAR they try and get you to finish on the green, or on a green flag run. Makes it more exciting. It's something unique to NASCAR. No other sport really does this. Sure, F1 screws with the safety car and stuff like that, but NASCAR at least has a rule in it where it's a caution, whereby the race would most likely end under caution. They'll round them all up, go for another run. Basically, they make it like it's 2 laps to go. If the white flag flies and a caution happens after, they end the race. But if a caution happens before the white flag flies, then they go, what the heck happened there? Okay, we will definitely go back and look at that. That was really strange. But back to what I was saying is, if they basically just go again. I think it's like 3 attempts. In this series, it's only 1 attempt, but we are going to get ourselves new tires. We do not need fuel. Come into my pit box, actually lined up reasonably well. Maybe a little far forward, but boys put on 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Jack drops and I'm gone. Pull out of my stall. 35 miles an hour is the speed limit here. It is painfully slow. And it looks like I'm actually going to potentially gain some positions. Now things are not going to quite shake out until a little bit later, but right now I've got 7th place. Might even be able to move up a little bit further to make me go around a couple of trucks. Some guys are damaged still going in. What's interesting though is at the front of the pack are some back markers on old tires. So it looks like I'm going to potentially be back in 7th or 8th by the looks of it. I'm not aware that it's a bunch of lap trucks in front of me. As I cross the line, it updates and I'm in 5th. Let's look back and see what happened. See, the 7 truck gets into the 16 and kind of spins them, and everyone else kind of spins around, and ooh, the Harley's truck goes in there. I'm kind of glad I wasn't in that pack. But it looks like the 7 really jumped him, but let's take a look at what happened. So we're back about almost a full lap. You see the 16 gets loose, gets into that truck, really can't hold on to it, gets up into the wall, sends the 12 into the wall, 12 goes down to him. They're now bouncing off each other. That truck has to really check up. That's the back marker. And then 7 just tries to go to a net code or something. He ends up spinning him, flips the 9, gets nailed by the Penske, and nailed by the 17 back marker again. Jeez, he is falls in the way. Let's ride off board here. You can see how much he's really manhandling the wheel. just get out of the gas would actually help keep it stable, maybe a little bit of brake, but now it's already too late. He's already in the wall, already bounced up against a few trucks here. It shows you how worn these tires are and how loose he got. Then he gets clipped and into the wall, nailed by the Penske. Heartbreak for him. Now let's watch on board with the Penske truck here, and just get to see kind of all of the calamity happening. And you can kind of see that way up front, up into the wall. And he's kind of checking out because he's thinking a caution might come out, but caution doesn't come out until the truck's really starts spinning. Given that they all kept the same direction. And you see it parting of the Red Sea here, and just the truck goes right into his lap. Not a single thing he do. Ooh, he rubs fenders with the 17, and see he's really cranking the wheel hard. What the heck is going on? Oh, now he's pissed. He is bumping into him, and okay, this is, oh, and he tries to dump him into the wall. Now his engine's screwed. You can see that from his pack there, but ooh, gets into the back. Oh, and he spun. Okay, so that was retaliation and then retaliation back. That is not legal. Let's watch what happened here. So there's where he nails the 16. Tries to come down, and 17's just completely in the way. I don't know why he's in the way. Now, sure, I understand trying to slow up, but yeah. 2 here, definitely not appropriate. He probably got a week's vacation if this was recorded. But yeah, just dumps him into the wall. And the 17, being kind of dicked at that, dumps him. Both go into the wall, both their trucks are ruined. Now let's look at what happened in that pit stop. Basically, the McDonald's truck just sort of checks up, and he just gets nailed. Yeah, oh. Now it's that time again. Take a word from our sponsors.
We interrupt this interruption with a new message from Whiskey Valley Logistics. Wait, no! We interrupt this interruption with this interruption from Whiskey Valley Logistics. Do you need cargo ship but the supply chain sucks? Fix that problem by flying with Whiskey Valley Logistics. We ship anything, anywhere, at any time, and anything that flies. Need whiskey? Get it shipped from Whiskey Valley Logistics. We have highly competitive prices because it costs you nothing. Ship it to a friend, ship it to your enemies, or just ship it to yourself. Whiskey Valley Logistics. When your whiskey tastes shoot for the moon, we ship them to the stars.
Disclaimer. All explosions are to make fun of 90s era commercials, not about planes, and also totally not a real company, totally not advocating bootleggers or rum runners, and totally just for laughs, so calm yourself, you two. This is also a shameless stealing of Jay's 2 cents iFixit spot, and I don't care.
Official whiskey supplier of GLR Esports.
Do you like a bit of racing, lads? Do you love a lash of Guinness? Of course you do. Every real man does. Now you know it makes sense. Come join GLR for some fantastic racing. And sub here so you don't miss a thing. Come to the lounge and pour yourself a glass of the glorious black stuff we know as Guinness. And know that you're home. GLR Esports.
Welcome back to GLR Esports here at Dover. Yes, I'm having way too much fun. And yes, that was the one, the only Mikey, the founder of the Guinness Lounge himself, the Guinness man, the Guinness fanatic. I actually got him to do an ad spot. That was to subscribe to our channel. You know, we do all sorts of racing and stuff like that. And also, yes, I was shamelessly shilling for my flight simulator stuff. I'll probably do something like that eventually again. Yeah, just been sidetracked by a bunch of different things. Just having too much fun. Now you notice those cars that were lapped down finally got the message to get the F out of the way. So the pace car lights are off. It's about to dive into the pits. And we are about to go green, white, checker. Now all that tire saving that I was doing before, that goes out the window. I've even adjusted my brake balance to basically get better leverage out of the corners. Now we come here to the Geico restart zone and we get the green flag, and the inside line gets a phenomenal start. The outside line gets stopped up. Goodness. Well, that benefited me. I move up into 3rd place as I take into turn 1. The leaders are running away with it. Now the number 6, and actually that's the number 7 truck in the lead. Now after getting into all that issue earlier, it's pretty impressive for him to be in the lead, trying to vie for the win here. But the 6 is not going to go unanswered. He dives to the inside there. He's going to try and get this pass done. Gets underneath him. He's able to get a nose ahead, and I've got a challenger here in 10th. But unlike the 10, the 6 is able to get ahead, gets the win, 7th and 2nd, and me in 3rd. Solid try from the 10 there, after getting such a poor restart there because of the other truck that just could not get it going. Actually found out he started in 2nd gear, and around this track, because of how slow you start, you should really be in 1st. But I think that will do it. You know, like, subscribe, comment, share, all the YouTubey things. And if you want to join our Discord, you know, we do racing in GT7, we do racing in ACC, I do iRacing and iRacing. Yeah, that made sense. And we produce content on a semi-regular basis. So I want to thank you for joining us, and hope you have a wonderful day. See the number 6 burning it down, junking his truck up against the wall there. He's just having fun. And I also want to thank my buddy Boomer for spotting me and helping me get this podium. Thanks, bud. Alright, well, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.